everybody, and welcome back to Rewatch and Review. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and we've got a fun little show for you. This is for Blu-ray Hunter. I'm so excited to talk about this, and we're going to be talking about the 1991 film My Girl, as we can see there. Um, I want to preface this by start talking about why I do this show, Rewatch and Review. I've got many, many different Blu-ray shows, and this one I decided to do a while back because I wanted to rewatch, okay, because a lot of my movies are new movies I haven't seen. So I wanted to have a review show where I did go back and watch movies that I haven't seen in a while, that maybe I used to watch as a kid, or I used to watch even to the point of like I haven't seen it in about, a few years or something, and I want to, maybe I didn't like I did with Big Chill. I didn't like the movie when I first watched it. Watched it again, I still not a huge fan, but like I liked it a little bit better. Maybe next time I watch it, I'll like it even more. Who knows? Maybe it'll rub off on me, but it still hasn't. This movie is my childhood. I was 9 years old when it came out. I was really, I mean, it hit me on a really deep level as a kid. I loved Macaulay Culkin. I fell in love with Anna Kolumsky as a kid. So she was a really big crush of mine. Um, up there with Christine Lakin and a few other people that, at that time period, I started to kind of have little crushes on these actresses who are just wonderful. Um, but I absolutely loved it. And then, and what I remember doing as a kid was like fast forwarding it through all the adult parts, stuff that wasn't funny to me or like kind of to me slowed the movie down because I wanted to get back to the kids doing stuff. I didn't want to see all the adults. Didn't want to see Dan Aykroyd and Jamie Lee Curtis fall in love. As a kid, I just didn't care about all that. Care about it now as an adult. This movie is not just made for kids, but this movie is also made for adults. And actually, I like this movie better than I even remember it. So I used to watch this movie all the time, like over and over and over again. I had it on Betamax, I believe, and I had it on VHS. I know I had it on Betamax. I'm not sure if I had it on VHS, but I would as a kid, you'd watch a movie and then even like, you finish watching it and you'd want to rewatch it like right after. I don't do that anymore. I don't have time to do that anymore. I don't even know how I had time to do that then because I guess as a kid, you don't care. You just want to, it's like my nephew likes to watch his Bluey over and over and over and over again. I'm like, don't you want to try something you've never seen before? No, you don't as a kid. You want to see the same things over. It makes you feel good. And I think it was Ken at Mid-Level Media had a whole thing about like rewatching movies, and stuff. Now we have to watch new movies because or movies we've never seen so that we can feel like we're um that we're was it real like reviewers and stuff. Oh, it's bullshit, you know. And honesty, we can watch whatever we fucking want to watch. And I actually did. Well, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to record, and it's going to come out before this. But I'm going to record a thing about gatekeeping in the community, in the indie film community, or indie, in the Blu-ray hunting community, because the collection community thinks people tend to think that way. Anyway, you'll watch that on my thoughts on. I'm hoping that will get some attention. My thoughts on it. Uh, so anyway, so my girl. What I really enjoyed this time was just rewatching it for the stuff that I never noticed before. Like I didn't even know it took place in 1972, even though like the music was very like 60s or 50s kind of music, My Girl and all this other stuff and it was not, you know, it wasn't I just did not realize this is 1972. I just, as a kid, I don't think I thought about it that way. And I have not seen this movie since I was a kid. I have not watched it as an adult. I don't know why. And it's not just because it's a kid movie. I watch kid movies all the time still as an adult. I just hadn't sat down and watched it. And I think a lot of it has to do with the ending. Like, it's a really hard movie to watch. I mean, even as a kid, after I saw that stuff, I did not watch the ending to the movie. I stopped watching it after, like right before Thomas J picks up the mood ring and stuff. Like I would stop it before then because as a kid I knew like that was the sad part of the movie and I just can't today I still can't handle it. I was bawling my eyes out. I knew this was coming. I knew this was happening. All of this was already pre-planned and I still bawled my eyes out. It's so well done that I just was very, very sad about it. And it just feels like this is like all of it feels like it's something that could happen. You know, Veda is this girl who's unfortunately in a really bad predicament. Her mother died at like 2 days after she was born, due to childbirth and stuff. And so she's always had this fear that she killed her mom. And so that goes into play into the movie. She has a crush on her teacher, who is much older, which is something that nowadays your people are afraid to do something like that because, it is things like that happen, like crushes and stuff, and how adults handle that stuff is, and I thought Griffin Dunn did a fantastic job handling it once he heard her crush or whatever. And and nobody bats an eye because it's just a little crush, right? It's nothing, and stuff. But she then all her dad, Dan Aykroyd, works at a funeral parlor, which is actually also their home, which is to me that's just weird. I would not want to have my home be my funeral parlor, but I guess it makes it easy to get up and go to work. And that's the thing. He just all he does is concentrate on his work, and stuff. He doesn't pay attention to Veda that much. Um, that's a big theme in the movie. It's about like sort of ignoring the people who really matter and thinking everything is fine when obviously, especially to strangers who are just seeing them, it's not fine. Something's wrong with this girl. She goes to her doctors all the time and claims she has whatever she heard, somebody had prostate cancer. So she thinks that she has prostate cancer, all this stuff. Like she she's just so mixed up in her mind. And it's such a wonderful sort of story because she is such a smart person. She's very smart. And maybe too smart. Um, kind of thing. And she doesn't want her mom replaced, even though it's been 11 years, and stuff, 11.5 years. She should be ready for her dad to be able to move on. But like kids are, especially at that age, they don't understand and they don't want this. So anyway, she ends up her dad ends up falling in love with Jamie Lee Curtis, and there's all that stuff. And like I said, I started falling in love with all the especially Dan Aykroyd. Man, he was like my cinema dad at that time. Like I remember my um stepmother's an alien, and and he was a part of the big parts of Ghostbusters growing up. Like he was a part of my childhood like no other person was. And so I sort of, I sort of really love that. And so, um, there's a lot of that stuff with him and Jamie Lee Curtis where they're sort of starting to fall in love. They almost kiss at the bingo before uh Veda sees them and calls out bingo. And then they kiss and they realize this is, and they start falling in love. And she does not like it because even though she likes Shelley, who is uh Jamie Lee Curtis's character, she loves Shelley, but she doesn't want her as a mom. or whatever. And once that starts to become a thing, and there's a great scene with her and Richard Mazer, who plays her uncle, and she, it's so simple. It's such a simply written scene, but it's so like poignant to me. But there's a scene where um Veda asks her uncle, like, do you think my dad loves Shelley? And she's like, or like Shelley. He was like, yeah, I think he does. Do you think he loves her? And he's like, yeah, I think he does. And then she's like, do you like Shelley? It's like, yeah, I really do. And it was such a nice scene because I think it showed that at that time Veda was very selfish, right? She wanted her dad, she, to herself. Her dad wasn't paying enough attention to her. She was acting out at times. Um, and then that scene where she realized like she was that maybe her dad was with the perfect person at that time. And her dad acted different. Her dad punched a guy, um, uh, over her. Like something that he never would have done. But he did it because he was starting to like fall in love with her and stuff. And I just absolutely loved it. I thought it was just it still brings tears to my eyes because it's just such a nice fucking movie. And I feel like these kind of movies don't exist anymore. People want darker and more whatever. And I'm like, bring these back, man. We need this stuff. We don't need this in the Lifetime movies and stuff. We need this in real life. We need people to see that there's still like hope, out there. There's still love. There's still people out here like this, Um, I, I think if I really truly think that should be, more brought out. So anyway, that was it's my 2 cents on that. So to kind of summarize and wrap up, I really had a fun time. This is a movie that um I don't see myself watching this again like this year or next year or anything like that. It's going to take a while before I watch it again. But I kind of want to see it next time I watch it. I want to watch it with somebody. And I want to see especially somebody who's possibly never seen this movie. I'd be surprised, but I'm sure there are people out there that have never seen kids, yes, or whatever. But I'm talking like people my age that have never seen My Girl. I want to find those people because I guarantee you they will be shocked at how well this is, like how well done this is. This is a very cute movie. I think Jamie Lee Curtis looks incredible. Dan Aykroyd is great. Richard Mazer is fantastic. Anna Chlumsky, it's just introducing her. Like for her first film, this is amazing. Like she did such a great job. Macaulay Culkin, come on. Like he was just off of Home Alone and he did this and he knocked it out of the park. This is so different. This is like a 180 from anything he did with Home Alone. Like this is not Kevin McAllister. This is Thomas J. Sennett, who was a very, very sweet kid who loved his best friend, did everything for her, you know. They have their first kiss together before he passed. Like there was so many great things. Like it's sad, it's sad. And then there's even the funeral where the people are asking like, we don't know why this would happen to such a and really honestly, it's it's just like he said about the death of his wife. It's nobody's fault. It just happened. He was looking for her mood ring because he really cared about her, and he found it. And then the bees got him, and he was allergic to bees. Um, I mean, it's such a wonderful film, and I really, truly love this movie. Um, I want more people to watch it if they haven't had a chance. I have not seen My Girl 2 in a while. Maybe next season I'll dive into that, but I don't even own it right now. I just own this. And by the way, this copy of My Girl is amazing. It has special features in it. It's got a commentary with the writer, Lawrence Elewani. Lawani. Probably said that wrong. Sorry. Day on set, the first kiss and bingo. So they show both of those off. An original behind the scenes featurette. That is incredible for a movie that came out in 1991 and having all of those special features there. And I don't know when this came out. Like, okay, the it says the layout and design came in 2015, but still, I don't know when they did the commentary, probably for like a laser disc, and the behind the scenes and stuff. But having all that, that's amazing. It was a great Columbia Pictures movie, and I don't know, it just made me feel good. So if you get a chance to watch this, please do. I think you'll like it. I don't think it's streaming anywhere, which kind of sucks. But yeah. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoy this. And then I think I'm gonna be taking a break from this in November, December, and then I'll be back in January for 6 more episodes because this is the sixth episode. So I'm gonna try to get 6 more episodes, get 12 episodes done of this for the first season, and then I'm probably gonna take a break again, and I have no idea when I'll be back after that. But so so this is the last episode of this year, but I'll be back and I'm gonna get up to about 12 episodes for the season, and then that'll be it for the first season. And then I think I won't be back till the next year. But don't quote me on that because a lot of times I like doing this. I might end up, coming back in like, September, October-ish, to do more. We'll see. But right now, this is the first 6 episodes I think have been pretty awesome, starting with Clerks and coming to this. Not Clerks. That was directors. What was the first one? Whatever the first one I did was. So going back and re-looking at these, I mean, just amazing. So I'm really looking forward to doing more, and I'll find some more. So don't worry. We'll have a lot to go over. So thank you guys so much for enjoying this, and checking it out. Let me know, are there any movies that you rewatched and have changed your mind on? Like for me, it changed my mind on because it's more adult, so I'm more into the adult stuff too, as well as the stuff I grew up watching, the scenes I know and love by heart. But like all the adult stuff I never really cared about, and everything, and now I do. I care for the whole movie and like, period. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll talk to you later. Bye.